Okay guys, so to start the whale, you should have a 6.5 millimeter hook, white yarn, blue yarn. These are called stitch markers. You should have one or two of those, a tapestry needle, and a pair of scissors. To start the whale, all we're going to need is the blue yarn and the stitch marker. So you can put everything else aside for after. Okay, so to start the whale, you're going to want to get your blue yarn unraveled a little, like so. All you're going to need to do is have your end and grab it. As you can see, I'm pinching it here at the end, and that's what you want. Now by pinching it with the side that's not connected to anything, put at the bottom of your hand towards your pinky finger. Now, you're going to close in your hand to hold that. And you're going to put your pointer finger and middle finger out, like so. Now, you're going to wrap your yarn around those two fingers and then cross it over and put it to the back of those two fingers. So, on the one side, you should have a cross, or like an X, and on the other side, you should have two loops. Once you get this completed, this might take a few tries. Remember, you can slow down or replay the video as much as you needed. You're going to open up these, your ring finger and your pinky finger, and put this yarn that's connected to the ball inside of there, and push it down again to hold that. Now it's time for you to grab your crochet hook. You're going to flip your hand over so you have these two loops, which are at the top of your fingers. You're going to want to slide your hook under the first loop closest to the end of your fingers, under it like so. And then you're going to want to go over the second loop, like so, and twist the hook so it's facing down. Then all you want to do is pull. This should pull the yarn under that first loop. Now once you have it, you want to twist that hook like so. So now it's facing up, and pull up a little to make it a little looser. Now you can take this yarn off your hook. Now, holding the yarn that's connected to the ball, you want to put it in between your ring finger and pinky, under your ring finger and middle finger, and in between your middle finger and pointer finger. This is how we'll hold the yarn for the rest of the whale. Now we are going to chain one, which you do like so. Go under the yarn, like here, twist the hook, and pull it through that loop on your hook. Remember, this might take a few tries because you haven't done this before, but remember, you can pause or replay the video or slow it down. And there you have it. You have chain one and made your magic circle. Okay, so now starting round one. Remember, you want to hold your yarn like this because it keeps a nice tight tension so you don't have any extra loose loops in your project. So once again, put it in between your ring finger and pinky. Put it under your ring finger and middle finger, and then in between your ring finger and pointer finger, and pull it up over, and there you have it. And then you want to always pinch your yarn with the middle finger and the thumb to hold it in place, your project. Okay, to start this whale, you're going to take your hook. Here you have the ring, and you have two loops on this side. You want to put it in the ring, not through those loops, just in this big circle here. Just put it right in the circle. Now it's in the circle. It should be on the other side. You have your yarn here. You want to slowly go over the yarn and then twist your hook so you can grab it, and then pull, and it should bring it back through that loop. And so you should have two loops on your hook now. And you want to remember always grabbing this ring to help it stay out of the way. And now you want to go under the yarn, like so, scoop under, and then twist your hook so it faces down. So the yarn should be wrapped around like so. And then you want to slowly pull through both of these loops. And then twist your hook back up. And there you go. You have made 1 single crochet. We will need to put 8 single crochets into this ring. Sorry, not 6, but 8. So going for the second single crochet, remember, go into this ring like so, and then you want to go push the hook over the yarn and twist it so it's down, and then pull through. That should pull it through the ring, and you should have 2 loops on your hook. Now remember, always pinching that work with the middle finger and thumb to hold it in place. You want to wrap your hook under the yarn like so, fully around, so it should have this twist, and twist it down so the hook part is facing the palm of your hand. Now all you want to do is slowly pull that loop all the way through like so, and twist your hook back up, and you should only have 1 loop on your hook. Now that is 2 single crochets in the magic ring. Remember, you can always pause, rewind, or slow down the video, because this will be a little tricky since you have never crocheted, or if you crocheted, but it is just the beginning. Okay, so now I'm going to work 6 more single crochets into the ring until I have 8 single crochets. Your ring should look like this, nice and wide. Here's going to pull that strand that's not connected to anything to tighten it. Now we will be working an increase round. Okay guys, so now starting the second round. For the second round, we will be doing an increase in every stitch, meaning placing 2 single crochets in each stitch. It might be a little hard to see, sorry about that, but this is pretty simple once you understand how to do a single crochet. So you want to find that first stitch. Mine is right here. You can see 2 strands like a V. You want to place your hook under those 2 strands and make a single crochet. So yarn over, pull the yarn through, wrap the yarn over, and pull it through. Now you'd be like, how do I see the stitch I just went into? You want to find this post that's connected to your single crochet and place your hook right under that. And then you should be going into the same stitch and work 1 single crochet. Now you've placed 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. So by the end of this round, we should have 16 single crochets instead of 8, because we are doubling our amount. In the next V, you can see these 2 strands here on my screen. I'm going to place my hook under those 2 strands and make a single crochet. Then I'm going to find this post connected to my single crochet and go right under that. And you've made 2 increases in the last 2 stitches. And we will continue this all the way around. So I'll do it one more time with you guys. You see these 2 bars? I'm going to go under that and make a single crochet. Then you find this post, and you're going to go straight under that post. And there you go. I've worked in 3 stitches, and I should have 6 stitches now. I'm going to be working around, and I'll meet you guys back when I am done. And here we go. This is my finished result for round 2. Okay, everyone, so I've just finished round 2, as you can see here, and now we'll be moving on to round 3. So round 3, we are using the same stitches and an increase again, but there is a little different. So first we will be going into the first stitch, which is that little V, and only placing 1 single crochet into that V, like so. Only one single crochet. Then in the next stitch, we'll be placing 2 single crochets, which is an increase. So ready? 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet. So now we've worked 1 single crochet in the first stitch, and then in the second stitch we've worked 2 single crochets, so an increase. Now in the next stitch we're going to repeat those 2 stitches. So in the next stitch we're only going to place 1 single crochet, and then in the next stitch we're going to make an increase, so put 2 single crochets into that same stitch. Okay, in the next stitch only place 1 single crochet, and then in the next stitch place 2 single crochets in the same stitch to make an increase. We will repeat these 2 stitches all the way around until you reach your marker, and you should be ending on an increase, so your last stitch. But I will meet you guys up before I'm done this round. Okay everyone, so now for the next 3 rows are going to be very simple and straightforward. So we are only going to be placing 1 single crochet in every stitch around for 3 rows. And remember, 1 row is going all the way around and coming back to your marker. So look, in the first stitch right here, these little V, we're going to place 1 single crochet. Now in the next stitch, we are going to place 1 single crochet. In the next stitch, we are going to place 1 single crochet, and so forth. So in every stitch here, only place 1 single crochet, so we are not adding any stitches or losing any. We are staying at the same amount, like so. 1 single crochet in every stitch. And I'm going to do this around, and I will meet you guys back when I am finished this first round. Okay, so I just finished that first row of single crocheting around 1 single crochet in each stitch. So that is 1 row since we went all the way around, and we're going to repeat that 2 more times, so we have a total of 3 rows. So that means we have to do 2 more rows. And remember, only 1 single crochet in each stitch, so we're keeping the same amount of stitches. I will meet you guys back when I am done these 3 rounds. Remember, if this video is going too fast for you, you can always pause, rewind, or slow down the video in settings. And I will meet you guys back when I am done these 2 rounds. Okay, and now we're going to make a second fin. So we're just going to repeat that same thing over again. Chain 3. I'm going to go a little quicker this time, but remember, you can go back and rerun the video to the last fin to see how to make it. We're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Going in that middle chain, which is the second chain, you're going to place a single crochet. Then in the next chain, or the chain closest to the body, that little bar, we're going to make 1/2 double crochet. So remember, yarn over, insert the hook, grab the yarn, pull it through. Should have 3 loops on your hook. Wrap the yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. Now, going into the next stitch, we're going to single crochet until we are in the middle of these 2 fins. So I'm going to place a single crochet in the next stitch, like so. Now I can look at it from the top. We have these 2 fins. We want to stop when you have reached the middle of these 2 fins. So here we have the middle. Just go back, and you want to find that stitch that's in the middle. So I've placed 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 3 single crochet, 4 single crochet, 5 single crochet, 6 single crochet. So I have worked 6 single crochets, and now you can see my stitch is in the middle of these 2 fins. You might have 5 single crochets, you might have 7. As long as it is in the middle, you are good. Now to make the tail, we are going to be making 2 fins in the same stitch. So I'm going to go a little faster like last time, because you can always rewind the video if you need to. So I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the middle chain there, the second chain, and then half double crochet in the chain closest to the body. Now I have worked the 1 fin, and we're going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3, and single crochet in the middle chain, and half double crochet in that first chain. Nope, that is wrong. Okay, everyone, so I finished my 3 rounds, and it should look like this. So it should be pretty rounded now, almost like half of a sphere, because you've kept the same amount of stitches, which makes it round out like this. Now this next round will probably be the hardest round out of the whole whale, but that's okay, because we'll be making the fins and the tail. Don't worry, because you might have to redo this round a few times just to get it right, but that's okay. To start off, we are going to single crochet 3 in 3 different stitches. So look, in the first stitch, we're going to single crochet 1. In the second stitch, we're going to single crochet 1. In the third stitch, we're going to single crochet 1. Now, we are going to make a fin. So what we're going to do is, ready, chain 3. So we haven't chained before, ready? So all we're going to do is wrap the yarn over our hook and pull it through the loop on our hook. That is 1 chain. We need to make 3 chains. So ready? Yep, wrap the yarn over your hook and pull it through the loop on your hook. Wrap the yarn over your hook and pull the yarn through the loop on your hook. Now you should see these little V's that the chain has made. Going in the second one, so here's the bottom, 1, 2, you see these little bars? You're going to make a single crochet into that one. 1 single crochet. I'll do that again for you guys. You see from the project, or from your hook, you have this bar. Go to the next bar, this is the middle one, and place your hook in there. And make a single crochet. Now in the next chain, which is this little bar right next to the body, we're going to be making a half double crochet. So what we're going to do is wrap the yarn over our hook, place the hook through that bar, and grab the yarn and pull it through. Now, since we wrapped the yarn over at the beginning, you should have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to wrap the yarn over your hook and pull the loop through all 3 of those loops on your hook. Then you have made a half double crochet. Now we are going to single crochet 12. So in this next stitch from the stitch that you last single crochet you worked, here from the last single crochet you worked, you are going to single crochet 12. So in this next stitch, place 1 single crochet. In the next stitch, place 1 single crochet. That's 2 single crochets we've made, and we need to do this until we have 12. Okay, so I've worked 1 single crochet after my fin. Now we want to single crochet till we're in the middle, so I'm going to do a second single crochet, 3 single crochet, 4 single crochet, 5 single crochet, and 6. So I had to work 6 single crochets until I've reached the middle of my 2 fins. You might have to work 5, you might have to work 7. It varies on your tension usually, but that is okay. Now to make the fin, or tail, my bad, we're going to be making 2 fins. So I'm going to go a little quicker like last time. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to single crochet in that middle chain, and then half double crochet in that first chain, the one closest to the body. And now we are going to slip stitch into that same stitch as the last single crochet we made. So you find that bar, you're going to insert your hook, grab the yarn, pull it through, and pull it through again. So look, I just pulled my yarn through. I'm going to pull it through again through that loop on your hook. Now it should look like this. Now we're going to chain 3 again and make another fin. 1, 2, 3. We're going to single crochet and then half double crochet. And now we're going to slip stitch in that same stitch that we slip stitched last time. So you see it, that post. We're going to go right under that post and make a slip stitch. So it's a little hard to see. Grab the yarn, pull it through, and pull it through again on that loop on your hook. This might be a little tricky to do, but yes. And there you have it, your tail. Now we're going to single crochet till the stitch before the stitch with the marker. So for me, it's 1 and 2. There we go. And in the next stitch, we will be changing the color to white. So what you want to do is insert your hook in that stitch with the stitch marker, grab the yarn and pull it through. You should have 2 loops on your hook. And now we are going to cut the blue yarn. I like to leave around a 5-inch tail just so I can tie a knot. And now I'm grabbing my white yarn and wrapping it so the tail that's not connected to anything is towards the body or in the body like so. We're going to wrap the yarn and grab it and pull it through like so. And now we're going to tie a little knot. If you don't know how to tie a knot, tie it like a shoelace. So you just cross it over and pull, but do that again like so. And there you go. So now my knot is finished and I can cut these 2 strands shorter so they are not in the way. There you go. I will see you guys for the next round. Okay, so for the next round, we do have the white yarn now, and we'll be making single crochets around in the back loop only. So you know how stitches have these 2 loops, or these 2 bars? We're going in the back bar only. So here we have, here so you can see, we have this little bar, and the front bar. We want to go in this back one here, like so, and make a single crochet. That's where all the single crochets. So if you couldn't tell, it adds this little bar and makes it just look a little nicer. So now in the next stitch, we're gonna place a single crochet in the back loop only. It's hard to see, but you can see this little bar it's creating or line across. And in the next stitch, we're gonna make 1 single crochet. Now this part is a little tricky because we do have the fin. So you want to push that fin against the body so you can get the underside of it. And it should be this little bar that you have here. You want to go in that bar like so. And grab the yarn, pull up a loop. And don't finish the single crochet, so you should have 2 loops on your hook. Now going into the next stitch, which should be a single crochet, going through the back loop only like so. Grab the yarn and pull it through. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Wrap the yarn over and pull through all 3. And now we are going to single crochet in the back loop only until we've reached the other fin. Okay, so I've reached the other fin and we're going to do the same thing. Push it against the body. Find this bar that we're going to go into. Can be a little tricky to find. Grab the yarn and pull it through. You should have 2 loops on your hook. Go through the next stitch in the back loop only. Grab the yarn, pull it through. Should have 3 loops on your hook. Wrap the yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Now we are going to single crochet until we reach the tail. So I have 1 single crochet in the back loop, 2 single crochet in the back loop, 3, and 4 since we've already worked the other one. Now we have reached the tail. This part is a little more tricky, but we are going to find the bar in the first fin for the tail we made, because there's two. We're going to find that bar. This could be very tricky to find or very easy. We're going to grab the loop and pull it through. So you should have 2 loops on your hook. Now we're going to find the bar in the next tail fin, like so. Grab the yarn and pull it through. So you should have 3 loops on your hook. Now we're going in the next stitch in the back loop only. Grab the yarn and pull it through. You should have 4 loops on your hook. Wrap the yarn over and pull through all 4. Now we are going to single crochet 2 to finish the round in the back loop only. And there you have it. Now for the next round. Okay, so if you were using the safety eyes or the hard eyes, then this is the time where you're going to put them in. But if you're sewing the eyes, you're going to put them in after we're done the plushie and it's all stuffed and everything's finished. So I just like to place my eyes in the row, in between the row above the white and the row above that, close to the fins, but you can really place the eyes wherever you like. And then when you decided you like where the eyes are, you're going to take one of the back ends and put the part that's kind of sticking up on the outside like so, and push it in. I'm going to be sewing my eyes on, so I'm not going to press this in, but that is how you use the safety eyes if you are using those. Okay, so to start the second round of white, we are going to put a single crochet and then a decrease. A decrease is similar to what we did to the fin, where we pulled up a loop, then pulled up another loop, then pulled through all of them. But I will show you again just to make it clear. So in the first stitch, we're going to place 1 single crochet. Now in the next stitch, we're going to insert our hook through the stitch, pull the yarn through. Now we should have 2 loops on our hook. Now insert our hook in the next stitch, pull the yarn through. Now you should have 3 loops on your hook. Wrap the yarn over your hook and pull through all 3 loops. That's 1 decrease. Now in the next stitch, place 1 single crochet. And now in the next 2 stitches, we'll make a decrease. Insert our hook, pull up a loop. You should have 2 loops on your hook. In the next stitch, insert your hook, pull up a loop. 1, 2, 3. Should have 3 loops. Wrap the yarn over and pull through all 3. Now we're going to single crochet 1 and then decrease. We will continue this around, and you should be ending on a decrease, but I will meet you guys back right before I'm finished this round. Okay, so I just finished the round, and now I took my hook off the project. It is time to stuff the body. So I am just going to take some of my stuffing and start to stuff the body. So here I'm stuffing the body. I'm making sure all those tails are inside the body. And I'm stuffing it quite firmly. Some people like to stuff the body pretty soft. Some people like to stuff it a lot. That all depends. I like to kind of find that middle. So it's not too hard, but it's not too soft. And it's kind of in between. And that's what I like. But everybody's opinion changes. So this will basically be the amount that yours is stuffed when you are done stuffing here. So I like how mine's stuffed, so I'm going to continue now. Putting my hook back on my project and working the last row. The last row is a decrease all the way around. So in this first stitch, we're going to pull up a loop. We should have 2 loops on our hook. Next stitch, pull up a loop. Should have 3 loops on our hook. 1, 2, 3. Wrap the yarn over and pull through all 3. Now in the next 2 stitches, we're gonna pull up a loop, and then pull up a loop in the next stitch, and pull through all 3. So we're just decreasing all the way around. And I'll meet you guys back when I am finished. Okay everyone, so I've just finished my round. I've took my stitch marker out and I am ready to cut the yarn. I like to leave a decently long tail for sewing. I would say maybe 1 foot long. And then we're gonna wrap the yarn over a hook and pull through this loop and keep pulling till the strand fully pulls through and tighten. Now we are gonna be taking our tapestry needle. Should look something like this, almost like a sewing needle. We are going to thread the needle with the yarn. This might be a little tricky, but that's okay. And now we're going to be going through these front loops all the way around. So you see these loops here, the front one. We are going to be going in those all the way around, every single one, pulling up like so. I'm going through the front loop, like so, and pulling. Going through the front loop and pulling. And go all the way around and through every stitch. Now, once you've gone through every stitch, all you're going to do is pull that nice and tight. Now, what you want to do is insert your needle into the body and poke it up somewhere else. See, I'm just inserting it here and it's coming out over here. I'll pull that through. Now find a hole next to where you just pulled it up and push it through, and I'm pushing it to the very top of the head like so, and pulling through. And now I'm just going to cut this white tail at the top of the head. And you might be asking, what do I do if it's still poking out? You're going to take the back of that needle and push it in. There you go. Now your body for Bubbles the Whale is complete. Okay everyone, so now I'm going to show you how to sew the eyes onto the whale if you are sewing them instead of putting the hard eyes. So you want to take your black yarn and just cut it in half and find your sewing needle or tapestry needle. You want to thread the yarn through the needle, like so. Then you want to locate the front of your whale and face it towards you. Then you want to figure out where your eyes want to be. So I like them pretty close to the fins and around between the first and third row from the white. So I'm just going to stick my needle into where I want the bottom of the eye. Then I'm going to stick my needle through the top or back out of the project of where I want the top of my eye, like so. Then I'm going to pull through, but not all the way, so we still have a little yarn left peeking through over here. Then all I'm going to do is push the needle back through of where I first pushed it through, and then push it back through where we just pulled it back up, like so. And that should make a line. Now this is very basic, and you just keep doing the same thing until you like the look of your eye. And then once your eye is completed, you'll do the same thing on the other side for the second eye. But once you are done, I will meet you guys back up when you are done your eye to show you how to hide these tails and make it secure. So all you want to do is poke your thing through and then go through a one of the stitches and poke it through the side of the eye, like so. Then all you want to do is take this beginning tail and tie a small little knot with your yarn that's connected to the needle. Then you want to just poke that into the body of where you poked it out of, like so. I'm just going to poke it in and push it through the back to where the tail is and pull it through. I'm going to do the same thing with the other one, and then all you do is cut this yarn, like so. And then you have your eye. I will not be doing the second one for you, but all you do is do the exact same thing on the other side, and you will have two beautiful sewn eyes.